Hello gay community News Ireland, it's me Cian Carrigan here, fresh from the Big Brother house, still probably smelling like the swimming pool and the hot tub. I applied for the show because I was really interested in the social experiment, and I think Big Brother is that raw social experiment. I was such a big fan of the show growing up, with the likes of Brian Dowling and Nadia, who won Big Brother 5, that, it was always, on my bucket list to do it, but never really had the confidence to do it. I never really thought that I'd get far to it. I'm just a lad living up in the mountains, Tipperary, like up the Knockmeal Mountain. So this year I said I'd try in my video, and I actually managed to get on the show, and not only that, but the final 4. So I am extremely grateful for that. When I found out I was going in, I just bought a lot of clothes. Like, I couldn't tell my family and friends that I was going in, really, I'd only tell a certain amount of people I was going in. So I couldn't tell my nieces and nephews, because obviously they're children and they might not understand, to keep it a secret and stuff. So I spent a lot of time with them, on the QT, on the down low, you know what I mean, not revealing anything obvious, but it's just I want to spend as much time with you guys as I can, so you don't forget who I am. Same with my dog, my mum, my dad, my friends. I left my job, got things ready. Obviously you have to set up things, my bills were still going to be paid and everything, so that was a busy few weeks, but pressure is for tires. It all worked out in the end. My favourite task, I loved the Halloween task. I loved going down the camera runs. I loved the zombies going in. I love anything with a bit of adrenaline. That was so much fun. I loved being a human shield for Cameron, because he was shaking like a shitting dog. He was so nervous. So I loved being his human shield. That was my favourite task. And also, as a super fan of the show, it was amazing being able to go down the camera runs. So that was amazing. I also loved the electric shock task, but it actually wasn't that, it wasn't that intense. My buttocks were well and truly capable of taking that little shock. And I loved one of the early on tasks. It was the killer coin. We had to run around the house and stick a killer coin on people's things, and they lost 20% of their coins. I love that. I love just running around the house just like children. That was really fun. But Halloween's my number one. I absolutely adored the Halloween task. We all got to dress up and stuff, and I was this weird clown, and all I did all day was eat bananas and go down a camera run. It was amazing, and I made new friends with the zombies. I was just thrilled to see new people, whether they were dead or alive. It was great. Definitely not getting my letter from home. 100% not getting my letter from home. It really upset me to think, that my parents took time out to write that letter and I wasn't going to get it, and that someone backstage had that letter, and they were the only thing that was keeping me away from that letter. I was thrilled for Shan and Zoe, as they're both mothers and spoke so much about their beautiful children in the house, and Cameron obviously had come out in the show, so it was nice to him to have his letter for the support, letting him know, that he is so loved at home. So that was great to share, but it definitely was a bit of a heartbreaking moment. So I had to put my big boy boots on and continue on. You just have to, look for the rainbow in every storm. I am quoting the Spice Girls, yes I am. I felt that I wanted to be a role model to my nieces and nephews, just because we live up the Knockmeal Mountains, that listen, you can apply to do these things, you can go to other countries and do this, meet people that you never expected that you ever would meet in your lifetime. So, it was kind of them more, so my nieces and nephews, and even people around my community, because I love my community here. It's a very tight-knit Irish community. We're big into our sports, music, dancing out here. It's very Irish through and through. But I just wanted to, be a bit different and go and do this thing that I've always dreamed of doing. And so, we're not all, leprechauns either. We do have a little bit of colour, and we do have a little bit of zazzle and sparkle, We're all different, we're all unique. But, of course, you do want to be, not even a role model, but you do want to be, someone that maybe gay people can look at and be like, oh, sure, look, he's happy out, That's what I kind of wanted to be, and hopefully I have done that, because, I always do look on the bright side of life. God knows what's next. It's exciting. I think, variation in life is what keeps things going, so, I don't want to just stay in the same place, you know what I mean? I like to think of myself as quite nomadic, so that's exciting, knowing that I have a better platform to do that now, and, there's more connections I can make with people, and I have this experience that I can take me for the rest of my life. With all of those other 15 housemates have taught me something about myself that I never, you know, knew until I stepped foot inside them doors of the Big Brother house. Possibly my favourite house I've ever lived in, apart from my own home house. Sorry, Mom and Dad. So yeah, God knows what's next, but I promise it's going to be exciting, and it's going to be colourful, and it's going to be fun, and it's going to be true to me.